Hey guys, Malcolm here with Survival Know-How, and today we're taking a look at BattlBox mission number 13. The sit rep for this box is solo camping. Stay tuned. So as always, I'm going to try to have links to all of these items down in the description below if you want to go check them out for yourself. So let's jump right into it. The first item in the basic box is the Speed Cinch tent stake, set of 4. So that is these guys. So, it's a tent stake, right? Obviously, you stick the stake in there. The twist to these is that you do not have to tie the rope to these stakes, okay? They have these little grooves right here that the rope will cinch to, so that you don't have to tie a knot, right? It's just real quick, you stick the rope in there, you cinch it, boom, you're done. So how these guys work, you just stake them in the ground like you would normally. You take your cord and you feed it through, and you cinch it through this first little notch here, and that gets it in there pretty tight. To really lock it in, you take it and you feed it through these other 2 slits on the other side, and you also cinch it up in there. And then that baby ain't going nowhere. So pretty cool. Alright, it's gonna save you a lot of time. You don't have to tie all these damn knots, and if you want to undo it, you just pull it out, pull it through, and bam, you're good to go. So this is a lot easier than conventional stakes, and it'll save you some time in the long run. Realistically though, how much time is this gonna save you? You know, maybe only a couple of minutes, but if you have to have 10 stakes, you have to buy 10 stakes, you might as well buy, some Speed Cinch tent stakes. So that is the Speed Cinch tent stakes, set of 4. So next up we have the Fire Sleeve by Exotac for your Bic lighter. So I gotta admit, guys, at first I saw this and I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, come on, that's just kind of a novelty gift. Who really needs a protective case for the Bic lighter? But then I really started thinking about it, and if your Bic lighter is your primary fire source, that's pretty important. Maybe you want it to be bright orange so that you don't lose it, Maybe you want to be able to attach a lanyard to it fairly easily. Maybe you want to have in a protective case that floats, so you don't crush it, you don't drop it in the water and have it sink. So this is a flexible rubber case here with a hard cap that goes on top of it like this. It also has 2 spots here for attaching a lanyard or strapping it to your backpack or something. It's really not that much bigger than your Bic lighter, so it doesn't add that much size to it. It makes it a bright orange so you don't lose it. Makes it waterproof, crush-proof to a certain extent. I don't know if you guys watch Black Owl Outdoors or another survival YouTube channel. It's these 2 brothers that do it. And one of them, the guys actually made a leather sheath specifically for his Bic lighter that he keeps on his belt, which is totally awesome. And that totally reminds me of this. And this is just taking it a step further, So there you have it. That is the Exotac Fire Sleeve for your Bic lighter. Next up we have the Murphy Mosquito Stick Pack. Alright, so that is these guys. So I don't know about you, but I hate mosquitoes. They really suck. They will turn a fun camping trip into a really crappy one very quickly. So I'm a big advocate for mosquito repellents and stuff. I usually just carry some DEET with me, and that does the trick. But having some other alternative methods of handling mosquitoes, I'm all for that. So when we open it up, we find these guys, right? They kind of look like really thick incense, and we also have what look like tea lights. So the instructions say to set these up about 12 feet apart, surrounding your campsite, as well as some of these tea lights, and it'll kind of create a big barrier all around your tent and all around your little camping area. So this is great if you're dragging your wife along camping and she really is not having that great of a time. You set up a few of these in the ground around your campsite, and you should have kind of a mosquito barrier to keep them out around that entire area. So these guys are DEET-free, toxin-free, and petroleum-free. I don't know if that's what any of that really means, but sure, that sounds good to me. Alright, so that is the Murphy's Mosquito Candles Weekend Sample Pack. Man, we have a lot of items in the basic box this month. So next up is the Campfire Starter by Zippo. So we all know Zippo, right? They make the lighters. I didn't know that they actually made other products, but I guess they make campfire starters as well. It looks like you snap this off into a little piece, you light it up, and it'll burn for a little while and help you get your fire started. So it looks like this is made from cedar sawdust. It smells great. So that is the Zippo Cedar Fire Starter. So next up is one of the most important items in your bug out bag, and that is a high quality Spork. That is right, it is a spoon, it is a fork, it is a knife. It is everything that you need all in one handy dandy lightweight tool. This is made by Light My Fire. We've seen them before. So I guess they're kind of branching out into other camping items, and this is their variation of a Spork. Very cool. So that is the Light My Fire Spork. And the next one is the Mini Inferno by Self-Reliance Outfitters. And this is also by the PathfinderSchool.com. So the PathfinderSchool.com, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is Dave Canterbury's survival school. Right? Dave Canterbury was on Dual Survival for like the first season, maybe the second season. And he also wrote Bushcraft 101, which is a good book, and Advanced Bushcraft, which I'm reading right now. So this is, I guess, one of their products. This is the Mini Inferno, and it says they're patent pending. So you open it up and you got these little wafers. I would not recommend eating these. These are not the wafers you get in church. They smell terrible. But these are little wafers. You get a handful of them in there. And you also get this little tin, which is cool. So after you use all your little mini wafers, you can punch a hole in there and use this to make char cloth with. So what these look like are just cotton swabs, right? You can buy cotton balls, you can buy cotton swabs. And then it looks like they've just soaked them in wax and, you know, some other kind of flammable material. So these are the Mini Infernos by Self-Reliance Outfitters. You can check them out at the PathfinderSchoolLLC.com. So that is it for the basic box, guys. So we have the little Mini Infernos by Dave Canterbury. We have Zippo's Fire Starter brick, right? You can break this into 4 different sections, and it's made out of cedar. You have your you have your Bic Lighter protective case by Exotac, very cool. You have your Murphy's Mosquito Sticks weekend sample pack. I am going to try this out this summer, absolutely. I hate mosquitoes. You have your Spork by Light My Fire, and then you have these Speed Cinch tent stakes. Very cool. So that is everything inside the basic box for this month. So moving along to the advanced box, we have Maxi DEET. Alright, so this is what I usually use. I usually go with DEET for my insect repellent needs. I really hate mosquitoes. This is premium Maxi DEET insect repellent, okay? So I don't know about the premium Maxi DEET, but I usually go with some kind of DEET product. So this is great. This is just mosquito repellent, insect repellent. You spray this on you and you should be good to go. Up to 10 hours of protection against mosquitoes. Alright, so that is the premium Maxi DEET by Sawyer. So next up is an item I'm pretty excited about, and that is a camp stove set. That is this big guy here. This is some assemblage is required, but it's really not that bad. This is kind of the finished product here. You have a little alcohol stove that you place inside of there. This is just the cap to put the fire out when you're done. You have a kind of a burner plate here that goes on these little tabs, like that. And then you go ahead and stick your pot here on there to boil water, and you also have a like kind of another little pot or a little cup that you can use to go along with this, and then also is the cap for this guy. Very neat, man. So this is perfect for a one-man camping setup, right? You got one pot, one cup. So this will be your ramen noodles, your oatmeal right here, and this will be some water, some hot cocoa for you to drink afterwards. So the card doesn't tell us who made this, but I'll have a link down in the description to where you guys can find this exact set on Amazon if you want to find out more about it. And you've actually even got some space in here if you want to store some other items. I'd recommend some alcohol, obviously, in here for the burners. This that goes on, this guy goes on there like that, and it all goes back inside the bag. So that is everything in the advanced box. So we have the solo camp stove set with the alcohol burner, and then we had a big bottle of Maxi Deet. Very nice. Moving on to the Pro Box, we get to the item I am most excited about, and that is your very own BattlBox Single Person Tent with Mosquito net. Very excited about this. Let's open this guy up. The first thing you notice is this this top that it has, and you see these on wet sacks, right? They're these waterproof sacks, and it has this kind of unique strapping system where you twist it and then you latch it, and they're very effective in keeping water out. So that is great to see that on here. Wow, kind of a neat little rugged feature here. So here are your poles. Here are some cheap tent stakes, right? Yeah, so we get a bunch of these cheap tent stakes. I say cheap because we have a much higher quality tent stake here that, of course, we can use with this. So that is your official BattlBox single person lightweight tent inside a wet sack. So one thing I've noticed, guys, is just how lightweight this thing really is. The bag of tent stakes that come along with it probably is the heaviest item in this entire thing. It is very lightweight, which is a great thing. And of course, anything that says BattlBox is just badass. It makes you look 10 times cooler. So I'm very excited to go out and play with this summer, and this might just be the newest item that I add to my bug out bag. We'll see. I'll have to field test this first. But yeah, I might be adding this to the bug out bag just because of how lightweight this actually is. So this might be the most expensive item I've seen in the BattlBox yet. They're saying that this is a $200 value. And I can believe it, man. Tents are not cheap, and this seems like a pretty high quality tent. Alright, so this is what you get in the Pro Box this month. This is the BattlBox Single Person Tent. Alright, so now on to the Pro Plus, or the Knife of the Month box. And I'm particularly excited about this knife. This is actually one of my favorite knives. This is the Gerber Lm F2. So I actually already have this knife right back here. I have this in, I think it's called Dakota Brown. All right, this is kind of a tactical black here. This is a very badass knife, right? Made by Gerber. They actually do issue these to certain military units. It is just an all-around badass knife. So some of the cooler features of this knife is the rubber gripping, which I always really enjoy. The pommel here has a very sharp point to it for shattering glass. This part here is flattened, so you can actually use this for hammering down nails as well. You can also see that it comes with 3 holes built into the handle, and that is for lashing this onto a spear if you want to make a spear for fighting or for catching fish. So it is just an all-around very badass knife. So moving on to the sheath, it looks like they have like a leg attachment here for it, but you can also attach this to your molly gear or your belt. And one of the coolest features is that this comes with a built-in sharpener built into the sheath right here. All you do is just stick your blade in there and run it through a few times. You can actually see this part here, the actual plastic sheath, has lashing holes as well on there. So you can really, it's very versatile. You can really attach this sheath to just about anything. The sheath that I have on my other one doesn't have these extra straps on there. I usually just strap it onto my belt, you know, no problem. Overall length is about 10.5 inches. The blade is almost 5 inches. It features a drop point with a serrated edge and is made out of 420 HC stainless steel. The sheath is made out of ballistic nylon with a fire retardant coating. So when you first grab this knife, you notice how solid it feels in your hands, okay? This is not a flimsy knife at all. It just feels very solid. It feels like it can take a lot of abuse and still hold up just fine. The rubber grip is very comfortable. I actually really enjoy rubber grips on knives. I also have the Mora Black here, which also has a rubber grip, and I really enjoy rubber grips on knives, and I wish more companies would do that. Alright, so that is the Lm F2 by Gerber. Very, very solid, very rugged knife. I am a big fan of these, and I'm excited that I now have a tactical black, just in case I need to do any, night op missions, as well as my Coyote Brown version. So very cool. Alright guys, so that is it for this month's BattlBox, and it was a great box with a lot of value. They're saying you get a total of $407 value for this month's box. And I think this costs, I think it's $150 a month to get the full Pro Plus with the knife in the month. So that's almost, what, $250 bonus value that you get by getting your own BattlBox. If you guys are interested in your own BattlBox, check them out, man. BattlBox.com. They are kind of a premium monthly subscription box service, right? They always have the highest quality of gear inside their boxes. I can't say enough good things about BattlBox. So go check them out, BattlBox.com. If you guys haven't been to my website yet, go check that out as well, survivalknowhow.net. I just put up a bunch of new blog posts on there. We also have a store there with some recommended survival gear if you're interested in that as well. If you guys are new to my channel, hit the red subscribe button down below. I do a lot of videos about prepping and survival. And until next time, guys, remember, knowledge weighs nothing.